Have a pleasant day, everyone. This is Cabrera's Riza Marie M. from Hospitality Management First Year Section E, and I will be the one who will tackle the Chapter 9 in the title of Other Housekeeping Tasks. These are the learning objectives. At the end of the discussion, you're expected to perform the different housekeeping tasks based on industry standard, understand why policies are important and being implemented, and lastly, enumerate the special responsibilities of a butler. And now let's proceed to our first discussion, which is the lost and found procedure. These items are left by the guest inside their guest room or any public area within the hotel premise found by a member of a hotel property. These are basically three classifications of lost and found item. The first one is the valuable, the second is the non-valuable, and lastly, the perishable items. The valuable items are kept for a maximum of 6 months depending on the policy of the hotel. A separate locker or a vault is designated for valuable items left by the guest. If there is no response from the guest, the item will be auctioned. The non-valuable items are kept for a maximum of 3 months or again depending on the hotel policy. If there is no response from the guest, the item will either be disposed or will be given to the finder. The last item that will complete the three classification of lost and found items is the perishable items. Perishable items are kept for a maximum of 3 days for any item that is found. It is recorded in the lost and found register. The following procedure must be observed for lost and found items. First, once found, employees are required to bring the items in the lost and found area. Second, details must be recorded in the lost and found register, regardless of classification of the item. Third, if applicable, items must be placed in a plastic bag. Nothing details like serial number, date, place found, name of the person who found the item, etc. for easy identification. Fourth, valuable items must be placed in the locker or vault. Fifth, if the item has a label or the item is found inside the guest room, the guest must be notified through email. 6. When the guest called for the item, the person who maintains the lost and found register is the only one responsible in answering the call. Lastly, once the item has been collected by the guest or sent to the guest, the lost and found register is updated. And now let's proceed to the babysitting service. Babysitting is not an easy task. It requires patience, talent, and charisma to click with your little guest. Babysitter must be licensed or the hotel staff must have childcare training to be able to provide this kind of special service. This is the reason why most of the hotel, even deluxe hotel, do not have babysitting service. For hotels that provide this kind of service, the following must be observed. First, upon receipt of request for the service, the housekeeping staff should note details such as the room number, guest name, duration of babysitting service, number of baby's children to be taken care, children's name and ages, child like and dislikes, emergency contact number from the guest. Second, changes must be explained to the guest. The guest can either pay in cash directly to the babysitter or charge the service to his room number. Third, a babysitter disclaimer letter must be signed between the babysitter and the guest. Lastly, escort by the housekeeping supervisor. The babysitter must arrive 15 minutes prior to the scheduled booking time. The child has been left to the babysitter. He or she must care of the following. First, never allow the child to play with electrical appliances, water taps, matches, and other dangerous objects. Second, never bring the child outside the guest room unless emergency. Third, report to the housekeeping manager or duty manager right away in case of injury or illness. Butler service is a dedicated service which assists guests with all manner of requests like a personal assistant. Their position involves everything from light housekeeping, unpacking guest cases, preparation of the light meals, and usually available 24 hours a day. This is a service usually found in the highest standard hotels. Butlers are senior servants in a well-to-do household, from the old French word butler or cup-bearer. A butler was originally the one in charge of handling the wines of the household, as these were considered as prized positions during the earlier days. As years passed by, butlers' duties evolved into more complex activities. Butlers were originally male, but for the past century there has been a huge number of female butlers in the hospitality industry, just like the case of the hotel in the Philippines such as Maxim Hotel and Marriott Hotel in the entertainment city. In addition, there are countries who prefer female butlers because of their culture, such as the case in the Middle East and Far Eastern families. As soon as the guests arrive, the butler will do the following. First, coordinate the front office and housekeeping department to ensure accommodation is ready. Second, welcome the guest upon arrival. Third, process the registration in the guest room. Fourth, offer welcome beverage. Fifth, offer to unpack the luggage. Sixth, offer complimentary pressing. And lastly, take note of any request the guest might have during his stay. During the guest stay, the butler will first coordinate with the housekeeping department for the cleaning and other services. Second, order room service for the daily meal. The third one, the dye wardrobe. Fourth, prepare bathtub. Lastly, ensure suite is maintained and well stocked. At departure time, the butler will first offer to pack your luggage. Second, request for the checkout on your behalf. Third, arrange bell service, luggage pickup, and transportation requirements. Fourth, escort you to the lobby. Fifth, check the suite for any item that might be left. So let's move forward to the last topic of this chapter, which is the shoe shine service. It is one of the special service provided by the hotel nowadays. This service is normally done by none other than but the butlers themselves. In providing shoe shine service, the following step must be followed. First is to brush any dirt, mud, or dust off the shoes. A shoe brush or a damp cloth will do the job. Second, apply shoe polish, either wax or cream, with a cloth or rag and a circular motion or leave to dry. Third, use shoe brush to remove any excess polish. This would also allow the polish to sink deeper into the leather. Fourth, buff using a soft cloth. This would give the shoe that extra shine. And that would be all for the chapter 9. Have a great day ahead.